Hello, my friends and followers of the Soul Butterfly. I wish you today a happy Saturday, happy weekend, and happy bank holiday weekend here in Ireland. And of course, a peaceful, happy, and growing and developing and calm May 2020. We entered a new month with a lot of hope, with maybe seeing a little bit of the silver lining of a cloud. Slowly we're getting a little bit of freedom now, a little bit of restrictions which we have to take very careful not to go back to the start, to be locked down again. But it's not all about lockdown. I just wanted to know what is expecting us in May. So this time I'm using my Buddhism Reading Cards, which you probably are familiar at the moment already. And I want to see the path and the development which is expecting us in May 2020. So you remember the 4 categories about the truth, how things really are, then the purity cards, which tools are given to us to go through well enough May and month, and the contemplation card, which thought, habit, emotion should we carry with us through this month, and of course the cultivation cards, which tells us what do we have to cultivate for a smooth May 2020. So let's have a look. Let's start with the truth cards, of course. Then we move on to the purity cards, which tools are given to us this month. So which one should we use anyway? Then we go to the contemplation card, which thought should we carry with us for this month when it gets a little bit tight, a little bit rough. Oh, look at this, beautiful. I love these cards. And last but not least, the cultivation cards. Which habits, which thoughts, emotions should we cultivate this month? Now, let's have a look. Space. You can see them. Now, we start with the truth cards. This is the truth card. And it's called Suffering. I read what it says. There is a path leading to a complete deliverance from suffering. Buddha. Conflicts and struggles, as well as happiness and joy, are all transitory experiences. Once you awaken to this fundamental fact of life, you can transform any pain, conflict, or struggle into a positive experience. And I think this is very much what it's all about in the moment, and it seems also in May. It will be struggle. Suffering is also always in Buddhism a very strong word. It's not suffering. It is things which are not, which are uncomfortable, which we would like not to have around. So it's about the time that it will get easier, but it is still not very comfortable, of course, and we still struggle, and we struggle with having to stay in, and that we can't have the life. But what this card says is it is very much a learning experience. This, we have to awaken to the learning experience of this coronavirus crisis. And for May, now I want to stay in May, for May it is all about seeing that we have to do this suffering, these uncomfortable actions to go into something healthy, into in Buddhism you would say enlightenment, into something positive. So we have to stick in May with these uncomfortable things we have still to deal with, but to see it positive. We have to see it positive in May, that it is going outwards if we stick to it and understand and see it in a positive, in a different way. That's the truth. That's how the situation will be. Then we go to the tools, the purity cards. And it is called Pure Livelihood. Your work is to discover your world, and then with all your heart give yourself to it. Absolutely. Inside each of us there's a longing to do work and helps others experience greater happiness and joy, work that builds a better world. Consciously choose not to harm others in your work environment and endeavor to find inner joy and job satisfaction in your employment. Know that the love you put into your work will inspire personal growth. This is very spiritually expressed, but what does it say? It is a time, the tool is given to us to grow, to think. Things, we know that things won't be the same ever again after this crisis, and economically especially. So many businesses will struggle, some will go under, some will evolve, and there's a lot of creativity in the air as well. So what does May get? What kind of tool? It is a tool. Get creative. Think what you're gonna do. What you're gonna do after it. It is a time for you to get out of the box, to get maybe creative, to plan something which you always wanted to do, to find joy and to really find your fulfillment. Maybe you didn't have the chance and the time and the money to think about before because you had just to go on the job, and 10 years ago it was you go to school, you go to college, 9-to-5 job, and that was it. This is a time now to grow, and this is the tool we get. We get the tool of time and of creativity and of thoughts which we can build for us maybe a new exciting future, because it won't be the same as before. Then we go to the Contemplation card. Contemplation is, again, it is the thought we have to carry with us if we struggle or we get frustrated, always to carry with us so we can go on. It is called, it is called desires. The root of all suffering is desire. The steady stream of human desires are directing your way from the beauty of the present moment to the fantasy of the future, taking you away from the appreciation of what you've got and what life is offering to you right now. This is exactly, the continuation to the purity card. It is the thought of desires. So it has two sides. One side is the desire, we want to go back, and we want to go back to our old life, and we want to go back to our money, and we're going to go back to our business, which is all understandable. There's no judgment here. But the other side is the desire which will come up with this tool. Again, it will come up. There's something else growing, and now there's a new desire. Really, the desire not going out simply to make money, but which we need to do, of course, but not the pure thought of money and accumulating things, but the desire about things we did not listen to before. Now we have the time, we have the stillness, because we can't do much. We are at home, so desires will come up, and so whenever we get stuck and oh my God, it'll take forever, and will I ever go back to normal? Become still, get still, and think about the card of desire, of the thought of desire. What does your soul, what your heart want to tell you in these times, in this stillness, what you really desire? What the real desire is, what your soul wants to tell you now. And you have the opportunity now in these times to connect to that, because there's not much else happening. So that's the contemplation card. This thought we should carry with us in this time, in this month. And the Cultivation card is equanimity. I find hope in the darkest of days and focus in the brightest. I do not judge the universe. Dalai Lama. Equanimity embodies forging ahead with an unshakable courage to experience all circumstances that come your way, and without judging them as good or bad, right or wrong, gain or loss, so that you will not be disturbed by your own negative emotions. Nothing can then spin you out of your calm center. Yes, it's really one following, building up on the other. And the equanimity tells you really in the darkest of days to stay positive, to stay with these desires, these feelings, these thoughts coming up, and stay positive. Really stay. We have to really, especially now in May, now for this month, we have to stick with, seeing the silver lining. And even we know, and it's scary to that things won't be the same as before, and they're scary of existence, of money, of I understand that absolutely, but it is really to cultivate in this month the thought it won't be as before, but there's a chance in it, and there is really in the darkest days to say, okay, today is a frustrating day. Don't judge it. That's absolutely normal. We all will have it. But to see it positive, to accept it also, that today is a frustrating day, today is a positive day. There is no judgment. We all go through that. That's completely okay. But to stick with it, that it will be okay. Really to cultivate the thought, whatever comes is really good for humanity. And not try to focus on the negativity and the fear. This is the worst virus of them all. So I hope, it gave you a little bit of an insight in May 2020. Please comment, or if you have any questions, please let me know. Subscribe to my channel, and I'm looking forward to the next video with you. Have a lovely remaining day.